So good morning students. Yesterday we were discussing about we were in this rotations we were discussing about what moment of couples, right? I told you that moment of couple, how to calculate moment of couple. uh, there are two equal and opposite forces. Take any other force and multiply with the distance between them. So moment of a couple means basically you're calculating moment about some point. So this point you can take anywhere. You can take here, you can take here, you can take here, you can take here also, outside in the same line, not wherever you wish. So the value, the moment will be equal to F into D. So this is one very useful concept. So make a note of it. Then today we will start with some more concepts. See, while we were discussing about Newton's laws of motion, we were discussing about equilibrium condition. So you have equilibrium in translatory motion. Translatory motion, you have talked about equilibrium. Okay, I will say translation and rotation. Translation is what? Object moving from one point to another point. So here, what was the condition you have applied? Suppose there is a body and forces are acting on it. Suppose these two forces are balanced. Now this is in equilibrium. This object will not move. So this is a translatory equilibrium. Similarly, if the forces in the vertical direction, they are balanced, the object will not move. It is in equilibrium. So can I say, in general, sigma f is equal to 0. If you say this is x direction, sigma fx is equal to 0. If you say it is y direction, sigma fy is equal to 0. Suppose there is 10 Newton force here, 10 Newton force here, this won't move. You know? Because moving means what? If this force was 20 Newtons, this is 10, so 10 additional force is there in the x direction. The object will move in the x direction. The object is moving means it is gaining acceleration. Some force is acting on it. Force is acting on it, so object is gaining acceleration. Similarly, in rotation, the condition that we use is sigma torque is equal to 0. Sigma torque is equal to 0. Imagine you have a metallic rod, you have applied a force 20 Newton force here, let us say, and this metallic rod length is, let us say, 1 meter, and this is the center point. So this is 0.5. What is this force is trying to do? It is trying to create an anti-clockwise torque about this point, isn't it? Anti-clockwise moment about this point. Suppose I put another force here, equal, opposite. It will create like this. So this is balanced by this. This moment is balanced by this moment. So will this metallic rod rotate? It won't rotate. Why it did not rotate? Because let us say this is tau 1 and this is tau 2, which is because it is clockwise direction. I will call it as tau 2 is equal to 0. Here both are same only. So what are we writing here? Tau 1 plus tau 2 plus tau 3 plus tau 4, etc. Tau 1 plus tau 2 plus tau n is equal to 0. You are saying that it won't move. There can be 2 torques, there can be 4 torques, there can be 5 torques, there can be 100 torques. 50 torques in the clockwise direction, 50 torques in the anti-clockwise direction, and both are balancing each other. What will happen? Will it rotate? It won't rotate. That is why this condition we are applying. So whenever you think about rotational equilibrium, आपके माइंड में सबसे पहले क्या आना चाहिए? Sigma torque is equal to 0. So this is a very important condition. Remember that. एक तीसरा है रोलिंग. रोलिंग मीन्स बेसिकली रोटेशन प्लस ट्रांसलेशन. उसमें दोनों होता है. I told you that wheel example on top of the wheel. You know, rolling में rotation and translation both happen. So let us study this principle of moments. How to apply this principle of moments. let us say you have a situation like this. इस टाइप का सिचुएशन कभी देखा है? What is this point called? Fulcrum. Fulcrum. छोटे बच्चे जो सीसॉ में खेलते हैं, ऐसा होता है ना, सीसॉ बीच में कुछ होता है, यहाँ पर एक बच्चा बैठा है, यहाँ पे दूसरा बच्चा है, they go up and down. This is the pivot point. What is this? This is fulcrum. Fulcrum action. So यहाँ पर एक मास लगाया है, दूसरे मास को अगर मुझे उठाना है तो ये काइंड ऑफ सिचुएशन है. So this metallic bar is sitting on something. So this is the reaction point. There will be a reaction here. So this normal reaction, let us say it is like this. Now when you apply the principle of moments, I can say that the moment about this point, see, basically क्या करना है? The moment about this point should be equal to 0. Sigma m is equal to 0 and 0. Alright? Why? Because this, how do we apply principle of moments means, see, you have to keep a system in equilibrium. You have to keep the system in equilibrium. So this force is trying to unbalance it. This force is creating a moment, and thereby it is trying to unbalance it. So you have applied another force here, let us say, to balance it. Okay? So to bring equilibrium, I can say the condition I will apply sigma m is equal to 0. This is the condition I will apply, and I will calculate for the unknown. ये रिवर्स प्रोसेस है. पहले हमने क्या बोला कि कोई सिस्टम अगर इक्विलिब्रियम में होना है, रोटेशनल इक्विलिब्रियम में होना है, तो सिग्मा टॉर्क इज इक्वल टू 0 लगाओ. ठीक है, सिग्मा टॉर्क इज इक्वल टू 0 लगाओ. ये कंडीशन है. दिस इज द कंडीशन फॉर अ सिस्टम टू बी इन इक्विलिब्रियम. लेट अस से दिस सिस्टम हैज 3 टॉर्क्स. लेट अस से ये और ये पता है, और if I say that this system should be in equilibrium, this system should be in equilibrium. So what is the condition? I will apply this condition and solve for the third unknown. That is what I am saying. Okay? System ये condition लगाओ and solve for the unknown. So what is the step? Condition, use condition and solve for unknown. In Newton's laws of motion also, many times we have used this condition of sigma fx is equal to 0. What did we do there? We solved for the unknown. Similarly, in rotational equilibrium, we will apply the condition and solve for the unknown. So let us say this is a known mass. Now using this, can I lift it? Can I lift this one? That is what I am trying to find. You see, this force is passing through the point. So will this force have any moment? If I say I calculate moment about O, this force will have no contribution because it is passing through the O point. So what can I write? So my sigma m will be equal to m1 plus m2, isn't it? So right, due to f1, m1 will come f1 into d. कैसा है sense? The sense is like this. Is it clockwise? It is clockwise, so minus and plus. Let us see this condition. M2, F2 into T2, F2 into T2. How is the sense? It is like this, anti-clockwise, so it will be positive, equal to 0. So like this we can make use of the equilibrium conditions to find the unknowns. Okay. Now here what we are getting F1 d1 is equal to F2 d2. Alright. So this F2 by F1 I will say is equal to d1 by d2 और f2 by f1 is equal to d1 by d2. Okay, now look here, this force, okay, let us say this, what is this force? Basically, if I put a weight here, it will be acting downward, so this is corresponding to some mass, no? So let us say it is of 50 kg, let us say, and this force, इधर पे मैंने कोई मास लगाया है, ये मान के चलो कि ये 80 kg, तो क्या मैं 50 kg को यूज करके 80 kg को लिफ्ट कर सकता हूं? That is what we are trying to find. 50 kg, 80 kg. So this I am calling as F1, this I am calling as F2. Okay. So you can see here, this, what is the weight here? 80 kg into G. That is 800 newtons. This is 500 newtons. Because the G is common there, I am not considering the weight part. I am talking only in terms of the mass part. Okay. So F2 by F1 is how much? 80 by 50. 80 by 50. How much? 80 by 50 is how much? 8 by 5. It is 1.6. It is 1.6. So you are getting d1 by d2 as 1.6. Right? That means d1 by d2 is greater than 1. That means d1 is greater than d2. So d1 is greater than d2. Now I want to lift this 80 kg mass. So can I adjust this distance so that I can lift it? So फिर से सुनो, ये दोनों मासेस को मैं चेंज नहीं कर सकता, ये जितने हैं उतने ही हैं, मुझे इस मास को ऊपर उठाना है. Let us see. So how I will do? What is in my hand? These distances, these are called lever arm. So here, this is the load which you want to lift up. This is the load which you want to lift up. We will call this as load. This is the effort. This is the effort. आपको बोला गया है कि 80 kg वेट है जिसको उठाना है, और आपको मैं 50 kg दे रहा हूं उठाने के लिए, तो ये एफर्ट है. सो दिस इज कॉल्ड लीवर आर्म. दिस इज कॉल्ड लीवर आर्म. सो क्योंकि ये लोड है, इसको हम लोग लोड आर्म बोलेंगे, और इसको हम बोलेंगे एफर्ट आर्म. ये मासेस को मैं चेंज नहीं कर सकता, लेकिन मैं d1 d2 को चेंज कर सकता हूं. ओके, एंड हाउ आई विल पुट d1 by d2? I will put 1.6. d1 by d2 ratio should be 1.6. Like that I will put. Then what will happen? They are in equilibrium. अगर मैं इसको और ज्यादा बड़ा करूंगा तो क्या होगा? ये ऊपर उठेगा. So this d1 by d2 is called mechanical advantage. Mechanical advantage. So what is the use of it? Using a lower mass, you can lift a higher mass. Instead of 80, you can lift 200 also. It depends upon how much space you have here. What will happen? 200 by 50. It will be 4 times. So d1 by d2 will be 4 times. अगर मैं इसको 8 मीटर रखूं और इसको मैं 4 मीटर रखूंगा, तो using 50 kg, I can literally push this up. So with lower mass, I am trying to achieve a major target. Okay. So how did I achieve this? What principle I applied? Principle of moments. So d1 by d2 is called mechanical advantage. Mechanical advantage. Okay. You are using this fulcrum action to get this. Okay. So make a note of it. अगर आपकी भाषा में इसको समझाना है, 2 बच्चे बैठे हैं सीसॉ पे, जो ज्यादा वजन का होता है उसको दूर बैठाते हैं कि पास बैठाते हैं? जो थोड़ा मतलब जिसका वेट कम है वो थोड़ा ज्यादा डिस्टेंस पे बैठता है, जिसका वेट ज्यादा है वो थोड़ा कम डिस्टेंस पे बैठता है, क्योंकि वो दोनों मोमेंट बैलेंस होना है. अगर जिसका कम वेट है वो भी पास में बैठेगा तो वो ऊपर जाएगा, ऐसा उड़ेगा, ठीक है। नाउ प्रिंसिपल ऑफ मोमेंट्स इफ यू वांट टू अप्लाई, we will do like sometimes a question is given like this, you know, this is your let us say pivot point and यहाँ पर कोई वेट दे दिया है और यहाँ पे कोई दो वेट दे दिया है, this is 20, this is 40 and find out this. They will say this is 2 meter, let us say this is 4 meter, okay, and like इसको हम लोग रखेंगे 80, इसको रखेंगे 100, okay, and they will say find out this, and this is at a 5 meter distance. I'm just taking some example to explain to you. So they will ask you to find out this force. So you will apply the principle of moments here. How? See, this is creating a clockwise moment and this is creating a anti-clockwise moment. So equating clockwise and anti-clockwise moments, 100 into 2 must be equal to, I am taking moment about this point, let us say this point is O. So MO, sigma MO is equal to 100 into 2, which is a clockwise moment, it is a minus value, alright, and this is what? This is plus 40 into 2, and this is some unknown force, let us say F. So F into, this is how much? 5. This should be in rotational equilibrium, so sigma MO should be, must be equal to 0, equal to 0. From here you can find the unknown value. So this is minus 200, this is 80, this is 5F, 0. So if it goes that side, 5F is equal to 120, F should be equal to 24 Newton. What is the meaning of this? If you apply 24 Newton here, this system will be in rotational equilibrium. If you put more than 24 Newtons, if you put 25, this won't be in equilibrium. If you put 30, there will be a net torque. What will happen? You see, sigma MO is equal to 0 for 24. If I put 30, this won't be 0. If you put 30 here, it won't come as 0. That means the system will rotate. How it will rotate? Which one is more? This is more. Left side, anti-clockwise is more. So this will slightly rotate like this. समझ में आ रहा है? ये थोड़ा ऐसे tilt हो जाएगा. Okay? So using principle of moments, we can make calculations like this. So here situation is given like this. There are three forces. The situation is like this. There are three forces which are acting about a point C, and these forces are acting like they are a part of a equilateral triangle. Okay, of length L. Imagine there is a triangle. On this each vertices, three forces are acting in this direction. Now these three should be in, they are rotating about this point. They are making a rotation about this point. Okay. Now what must be the relation between these three so that the system is in equilibrium? Which equilibrium? Rotational equilibrium. Okay. This is what we have to find out. So for finding out that, now this is an equilateral triangle. Three forces acting like this, three are different. So when you are calculating torque because of this force, let us say F3, I have to calculate the perpendicular distance. This is my perpendicular distance. Now remember, now we have discussed this point that when you are considering a triangle, where it will act, how much will be this distance means, from the base, I asked you to take how much? This height by, let us say this height is h, you have to take h by 3. If you are coming from the vertex, you have to take 2h by 2. I told you have to follow this. Okay. Now this point C, what you're seeing, is the geometric center of this equilateral triangle. You can say median, you can say, you know, for an equilateral triangle, all points are same only. You take median, the point of intersection of the angular bisectors, everything is same only. So here, this distance will be how much? You have to find this height. So this is an equilateral triangle. Okay. So you have to find this height. So this total is L. So this will be L by 2. Let us say this total height is h and this is my 60 degree. Isn't it? In equilateral, all will be 60 degree. So tan theta, tan 60 will be equal to how much? Tan 60 will be equal to h divided by L by 2. It is 2h by L. What is tan 60? Sin 60 by cos 60, it is root 3. Isn't it? Sin 60 is root 3 by 2, cos 60 is 1 by 2, root 2. So h is how much here? H is L root 3 by 2. Correct? L root 3 by 2. So what will be my lever arm? For this force, the lever arm will be this. For this force, the lever arm will be this. Isn't it? You are calculating moment about C. For this force, the lever arm will be C. All are same only, no? This distance, and this distance will be same. So finally, what you have to find out? You have to find the interrelationship between these three, provided that rotational equilibrium has to be maintained. So sigma MC must be equal to 0. So you can write now F3 into this distance. F3 into this lever arm. See, from the point of rotation to the force. So this is the point of rotation and here is your force. So this is called lever arm. This is called, the distance is called lever arm. If I am saying lever arm for F3, it is this distance. The perpendicular distance between the point C from the force. So it is how much? This total height is given as L root 3 by 2. So my lever arm LA will be equal to, you are calculating from the base, and this height is how much? L root 3 by 2. You are calculating from the base. This is height, h divided by 3. H divided by 3. So this is L root 3, 3. So this becomes 2 root 3. This becomes 2 root 3. So F3 into L by 2 root 3. Now look at the sense. It is trying to rotate in this fashion, like this. Like this. Means like this. It is anti-clockwise. Anti-clockwise को plus लगाएंगे. अभी किसका लो? It is trying to rotate like this. Anti-clockwise. इसको भी plus लगाएंगे. F2 into lever arm is this. It is also L by 2 root 3 only. अभी इसको देखो. ठीक है? ये F1 है, sorry. This is F1. And about this point, this is trying to rotate like this. So this is trying, all three are rotating in the same direction. Suppose it was given that this force is like this. Let us say, I say change करने के लिए F1. So F1 is trying to rotate like this. Like this. What is this sense about this point? मतलब ऐसे घुमाने की कोशिश कर रहा है. So it is clockwise. Only for the sake of problem, then this will become minus. This F1 will become minus. We'll call this as F2. Okay? F2 will become minus. F2 into L by 2 root 3 is equal to 0. You can see that L by 2 root 3 is common in all. You can write F3 plus F1 minus F2 is equal to 0. So this is the condition you have got if the situation is like this. Okay? So how to find, what you have done is you have applied this condition. This is the condition for rotational equilibrium. Okay? And we have established a relation between the forces. If the forces are like this, that means if F3 is equal to 40, if F1 is equal to 20, F2 has to be 60. ये क्या कर रहा है? इन दोनों के रोटेशन को काउंटर बैलेंस करना. Okay? Make a note of all this. So let us look into another one concept. Suppose I tell you that there is a metallic rod like this. Some force is acting here, some force is acting here. Let us say this is 10 Newton force acting here, this is 10 Newton force acting here. ध्यान से सुनिए. तो ये दोनों फोर्स क्या है? सिस्टम ऑफ फोर्सेस है. Can I replace these two by a single force? Again here, yes, I can replace these two forces with a single force, which is the resultant force. In the parallelogram law of forces and all these things what we have learned, we have basically learned what? One force is F1 is like 2, one force is F2 is like 2. It is like this, making angle theta, whatever. You are finding the resultant. You are finding the resultant. What is the meaning of this resultant? You are basically replacing this force and this force with this single force, which is making phi with the horizontal axis. If I write Fr like this resultant force is making 5 degrees with the horizontal axis. Means what? It is replacing the effect of F1 and F2. यहाँ पर 1000 फोर्सेस हो सकते हैं. अगर आप उसका रिजल्टेंट निकाल रहे हैं, उसका बस यही मतलब है आपने उस 1000 फोर्स को रिप्लेस करके एक सिंगल फोर्स लगा दिया. ठीक है. तो सिमिलरली देयर आर टू फोर्सेस हियर. सो द रिजल्टेंट will be Fr. What will be the resultant here? Add these two vectors. They are both in the same direction. It is 20 newtons. And where it will act? कैसे पता चलेगा कहाँ एक्ट कर रहा है? तो इन दोनों का जो ज्योमेट्रिक सेंटर होगा वहां पे एक्ट करेगा. मतलब अगर इसका सेंटर ऑफ मास निकालोगे, ये दोनों मास दिया है मान लो, तो इस दोनों का सेंटर ऑफ मास किधर होगा? इसके सेंटर में होगा. वो हम we can find out, you know. We have done this m1, m2, etc. Then we have found the center of mass. So we are saying that these two masses together are acting at this location. If it is center of mass, we will say the masses. If it is force, we will say center of gravity. So इन दोनों का जो center of gravity होगा, वहां पे ये दोनों force act करेंगे ऐसे. So this is a concept. So understand this concept. ठीक है? So this is a very good question, which is going to test our whatever learned we have learned today about rotational equilibrium. It says that a metal stick is there, a metallic stick is there, is balanced on, and the metallic stick it's a meter metallic stick. मतलब that metallic stick length is 1 meter, is balanced on a knife edge at its center. When two coins of masses 5 grams are put on one on top of other at 12 centimeter mark, the stick is found to be balanced at 45 centimeter. What is the mass of the stick? So picture wise, this is that metallic stick. Okay. So this is from 0 reading to 100 centimeter reading or 1 meter reading. ठीक है. ये मेटालिक स्टिक का अपना कोई वेट है, अपना कोई मास है, वो हमें पता लगाना है. तो उसने क्या किया, यहां पर दो कॉइन, मतलब वन कॉइन ऑन टॉप ऑफ अनदर कॉइन. दिस इज 5 ग्राम, दिस इज अनदर 5 ग्राम. ओके. टोटल 10 ग्राम्स कहां लटकाया? उसने लटकाया यहां पर 12 सेंटीमीटर. ठीक है. ये स्टिक का अपना जो वेट होगा वो कहां एक्ट होगा? उसके सीजी में एक्ट होगा. तो ये दिया है 50 सेंटीमीटर. वो बोलने का जरूरत नहीं. ये चौक है, ये चौक का वेट किधर एक्ट होगा? इसके सेंटर में एक्ट होगा. ठीक है. उसके सेंटर में उसका सीजी होगा, तो वहां वो चौक के सेंटर में वो एक्ट होगा. ये स्टिक का कहां एक्ट होगा? उसके सीजी में एक्ट होगा. उसने then there is another condition that the stick is found to be balanced at 45 centimeter. ये स्टिक, अभी देखो, ये एक मास है, दूसरा मास क्या है? उसका सेल्फ मास. द स्टिक का सेल्फ मास m1 इज देयर, m2 इज देयर, ये जो पूरा सिस्टम है m1 एंड m2 वो कहां वो बैलेंस हो रहा है 45 सेंटीमीटर, मतलब ये r मान लो, वो रिजल्टेंट मान लो, ये 45 सेंटीमीटर दिया हुआ है. So the question is, you have to find this unknown mass of the stick. You have to find m is equal to how much. So what we will do, we can find moment about any point. Let us say we find moment about this line, about this point O. What you are going to get? You are going to get sigma torque is equal to 0, sigma m is equal to 0. Let us say here. टॉर्क को हम लोग सर्कुलर मोशन के लिए ज्यादा यूज करते हैं, यहाँ पे सिग्मा m is equal to 0 बोलो. तो अगर ये 12 सेंटीमीटर है, ये 45 सेंटीमीटर है, ये कितना हो जाएगा 33 सेंटीमीटर हो जाएगा. सो इट इज 10 ग्राम्स. सो 10 into 10 power minus 3, दिस इज द मास इन kg, इनटू इसको वेट में कन्वर्ट करना है, इनटू g. व्हाट इज दिस g? एक्सेलरेशन ड्यू टू ग्रेविटी. दिस इज द फोर्स, राइट? दिस इज माय मास इनटू g, इट इज द फोर्स, into lever arm. I am taking about this point, so it is 33 centimeter. So 33 by 100 meters. ये कैसा है? It is anti-clockwise, so it is positive. And about this point, see, R will have no contribution because R is passing through the 45 centimeter line. So R will have no contribution in the moment. I told you na that N, that fulcrum, remember? This fulcrum N will have no contribution. I told you, similar situation here. So you have another force here which is mg. इसका सेंस क्या है? देखो ये टोटल 50 है, यहां से यहां तक 45 है, तो ये तुम्हारा 5 हो जाएगा. 50 minus 45. So mg into 5 by 100. Okay, m1, this whole thing is m1, this whole thing is m2. m1 plus m2 is equal to 0. वही तो है, sigma m is equal to 0. What is the sigma m? m2 may be negative, we are just adding them. ठीक है? So what will happen? This g is cancelled. Okay, and what is this? This is 10 power minus 2, which is 1 by 100 into 33 by 100 is equal to, उसको उधर लेके जाएंगे 5n by 100. 100 gone. So m is equal to 33 by 500. These many grams. Okay, 33 by 500. These many grams. So what is the mass of the stick? The mass of the stick is 33 by 500. It is 0.066 grams. So we have applied the rotation condition and we have found out the unknown, which is the mass of the stick using this example. Okay? Okay, let us meet in the next class then and we will discuss some more concepts. Okay? Bye. Take care.